Hey, what's up, everybody? Damn, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know if anybody's gonna watch this or not, but um, figure I take advantage of this moment. I've been, a lot of people on my channel do know me, have known me for a while. A lot of people don't know that I've been suffering from a thing called trigeminal neuralgia for actually a couple years now, but I just found out last December um, what actually happened. Uh, right now, I'm actually having an attack, and the reason I am actually filming this is because I'm supposed to be launching a website, believe it or not, an awareness website for trigeminal neuralgia awareness day, um, which is October 7th. If you don't know, um, every October 7th is trigeminal neuralgia awareness day. And anyway, I'm launching a site that talks about different things that I do to manage this. It's a 24-hour pain, chronic pain. Um, I usually have it managed very well. A lot of people have to get surgery for it. Myself, I actually I have a pretty good regimen, but I recently got a sinus infection, and that's what I'm fighting with right now. Around here, it swells up and it pushes on the trigeminal nerve. So I'm fighting this. When y'all see, I really have this because when the site comes out, I want you to know that I do. Uh, I usually do manage this pretty well, and a lot of times, when somebody can such a crazy thing, might not be able to. I'm fighting right now. I just got done spending the last, oh God, the whole last week. It's been hard. It's been hard to work. Um, been hard, very hard to work. I've been struggling to get through it. Um, so if anybody doesn't know what trigeminal neuralgia is, it is a nerve condition. It usually comes from trauma to the head, trauma to the neck. Um, I've had different things that could have been. I don't even know what caused mine. Stress is a major factor. Hormone levels, major factor. Um, my situation, I know. I had been in remission for a very long time, and I didn't even know I had this disease. Um, no, you can't catch it from anybody. It's not contagious. Um, but I was in remission for a very long time. I didn't even know I had it. I just know that the first time I was in pain, I thought I had a neck problem. Um, hold on a second. um, because I had been in a wreck when I was younger, so I had thought for the longest that I had like as I'm getting older, I'm a lot older than I look. I'm actually 32, which is actually young for having trigeminal neuralgia in your 60s. Usually, they say 60s a women in their 60s. I can't even think clearly. See this? Are most likely to get this stuff, and in my situation, I'm actually a young woman, obviously, but I'm not as young as I look. Anyway, I've had it for a while. So when I was younger, I'm talking about 15, 16, I was in a bad wreck. So I thought arthritis was kicking in or whatever. And I ignored it. I'll get better. I get better. I'm taking like one naproxen or Aleve. I was using generic Aleve for a long time. A day. And after 7 months of this daily pain, I got over it. So I thought, oh, okay, I'm better now. Whatever. About a year and a half later, I had a summer went by and I got stung by 3 wasps, which actually put me in motion. Um, Start getting pain like crazy, and it was creeping up on me. So I'm thinking, okay, is it from? I used to do like headstands upside down, not headstands. I used to do headstands too, but push-ups, doing headstands, and I was in a very bad relationship for many years, um, verbal, emotional. When you get yelling and all this is getting jacked up and all this. So I don't know. There's a lot of things. In fact, I was in a relationship one point where I was abused, where dude put his knee here and had me against the ground. I don't know how it started, but a lot of people do get this, and it lasts them, you know, the rest of your life. You're gonna have it the rest of your life. Anyway, last year, uh, I hit my pinnacle in December, and it was December 16th, and I had like my boyfriend. He actually rushed me to the hospital emergency room, and it was so bad. I screamed the whole way there. I mean, this thing will have you screaming. Like right now, I'm fighting it. I right now, and it's crazy because I have so much Aleve in me, and I have naproxen. Oh my god, I can't even think. Niacin in me because niacin is good for you. I have cayenne pepper. I use essential oils, which are actually my regimen. It actually gets rid of the pain quickly and keeps me off of the pain. But it's not working right now. Um, I have that in me. My face. I have capacin. Cream. It's for like people with arthritis. All this stuff. Nothing is helping me right now. Fighting. You'll be on the floor screaming, throwing things. If you have to think, you feel like there's a demon in you. I mean, you're screaming. Right now, like I said, I'm fighting it. Um, so last week I had a lot of stress, a lot of things. I have a couple companies. Relaunching a company for the last 2 years, I kind of put in the back burner. It's 15-year-old. This year, next month will be 15 years. 2 years ago, I started a resume writing company, and it was just the second year birthday. I've been very busy with it. Write a lot of resumes. I've had, military resumes, government resumes, like federal, Um, I was writing doctor resumes and project management, just different industries. And then I'm dealing with. We won't go into the issues. Outside forces pretty much stressing me out. Um, I'm worried about supposed to have a launch, like I said, October 7th. Um, supposed to have a launch for this my trigeminal neuralgia.world website I'm creating to actually help people get better from this because I have found a regimen that works. It's just not working right now. um, this is my I can't say this is my first bad time since December, but I don't know. I got that going on, and it's just a couple things. I'm working on a video stream, which is gonna actually be pretty kind of fun, where I'm getting like CEOs and celebrities and stuff to um, come together, and we're gonna do a show. Launching that in December. So I've been really active, really busy. Last week, though, like I said, I've been just fighting this pain. Start slowly. I was helping my daughter, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I have a sinus problem, infection right now. So anyway, to backtrack, just I don't know why I was rambling, but that's what we do. We can't keep our mind straight sometimes when we're dealing with this. It's especially if you're trying to fight the pain, right? So trigeminal neuralgia. A lot of people don't know what this is, right? So what it is like I said, it's a nerve condition, usually caused by trauma, caused by foods. There's food triggers. I get stung by wasps. Hormones, things like that. Right here, you have a nerve. It's called the trigeminal nerve, right? And the nerve is right here, but it feeds to your ocular nerve. It's also a thing called ocular neuralgia, or occipital. I'm sorry, occipital neuralgia, which I also have. This goes all the way down, back here and back here. So this can trigger this, and this can trigger this, right? So the trigeminal nerve comes. A lot of people think they have TMJ or TMD. They're told they're misdiagnosed, and they end up usually getting surgery, which messes them up worse. It comes down here. You feel your teeth. It feels like your teeth are like you have a toothache, but you don't. They'll even tell you, oh, it's localized. No, mine actually started on this side of my face and come to this side. And I've even, when I was actively seeing a chiropractor, it would switch back and forth every couple days, which is actually supposed to be rare. So there's a thing called TN1 and TN2, so we call it TN1 and TN2. And one's short jolts pain, one's constant, which I have TN2. I also have it on both sides, which is supposed to be very rare. And because of the occipital neuralgia, I also get it sometimes, and this is very rare, and this is supposed to not happen. They'll tell you this is not supposed to happen. I'll have it on both sides at the same time because of the occipital messing with it. But that doesn't always happen. Like, actually, that only happened like a couple of times, but it has happened, right? So, okay, this is hurting. I'm sorry. All right, so it comes down here. You have it here. Like I said, it comes up here, through here, right here, in the back of your hand. I have a little bit. You have to look up a diagram, or what do you want to call it? Oh, I can't think right now. Oh my God, illustration. Well, yeah, diagram, I guess is the right word. Um, you look it up, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So my sinuses are swollen right now, right on this side, and it's pushing, and so I'm feeling it all the way up, all the way up, and I'm feeling my teeth. This stuff will actually put so much pressure on your teeth that I had my fillings pop out. I never had cavities. I had, when my teeth grew in, they grew in without. They grew in with holes, like on certain teeth. So I had fillings put in. And when I started to get this trigeminal neuralgia, my fillings actually popped out. And then they start to, my wisdom teeth, not to sound gross, because I literally brush my teeth the 3 times a day you're supposed to. Sometimes I'll do 2 days, sometimes 3, but actually, there's so much pressure in your face that it will make your teeth mess up, which is why a lot of people think they have, TMJ, they have tooth problems, they think they have a tooth infection, and they don't. A lot of people end up getting talked into having root canals. And then it didn't happen, it didn't work, because they never had it to begin with. That's the thing. So in my situation, once I found out what I had, okay, I found out what I told you about hospital. I went to the hospital, and I found out what I had. I was there for a long time. They were very, very rude. I'm in Warren, Ohio right now. Yeah, I'm from Orlando. I relocated here in October. Anyway, once I figured out what I had, after trying to misdiagnose me, this, that, and the third, I was able to have better control. It means figuring out what your food triggers. They say, Dr. Kenny Baggins, Kenner International in Orlando, he wrote a book about common foods with wonderful healing properties, right? And, I used to work with him. So we always used to talk about different foods that trigger different things. And so I knew food triggers are a major thing. I start figuring out what my food triggers. And ironically, bananas, I used to eat so many bananas. Apples, green peppers, nuts. So I started to realize that's one thing. And when I cut that out, I was able to find some relief. To give you a little brief overview, when I moved to Ohio in October, I moved here because, I was in a new relationship with somebody that I've known many, many, many years, and this is where he lives. So I came from sunshiny Orlando all the way to freezing cold at that time, Ohio. And ironically, I've always been about holistic healing. I try to avoid the doctors as much as possible unless I really need to go. I believe in getting better and staying better and, not putting drugs into my system, right? So when I did that, it was ironic because I really needed to go to the chiropractor. And if you've been watching, you know that I said I thought that this pain originally was from, maybe arthritis kicking in because I felt it in my neck and everything. I thought it was arthritis kicking in from a very bad wreck I was in 2002. And so I had to go to the chiropractor, and it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse and building up. I started going to this chiropractor, and ironically, she was also holistic chiropractor, which is weird. I've never even heard of a holistic chiropractor. I go in there, first thing she goes, we're going to heal you. We're not going to just align you, and we're not going to just crack your back. A lot of chiropractors will do that. I'm not going to do that to you. We're gonna find out what's wrong and we're gonna fix you. I was like, okay, I'm all for it. So, series of visits. She's wonderful, by the way. Associated chiropractor, never did this before. Anyway, um, so I went to her, and she starts telling me, helping me out. And I start feeling that my pain get worse, but it would get worse and then it would get better. And it was like the first time I had been better in months, right? So I would get worse for a couple of days, and then I wouldn't see her till the next week. So then I get better. So I'm listening to what she has to say. She didn't know what was wrong with me either until I went to the hospital. And then I told her, and she was so helpful. She was so helpful. I didn't need to go back to her, ironically, but she filled me in and let me know more about was talking about the food triggers. Um, she's the one that told me that foods with histamines, um, it's your liver, your digestive system actually controls part of your face. So she said, told me what foods to stay away from, why I couldn't be around other foods, things like that. So I listened to her. Okay, I started healing. Um, then she told me about, like your toes. She showed me how to crack your ear. My lymphatic system. If you massage your lymph nodes, you can pump out the toxins. And not only does it help keep toxins out your body, it keeps you less not getting sick, but it puts less pressure on your trigeminal nerve. The reason your trigeminal nerve acts up is because there's a thing called a myelin sheath, and as your muscles and your veins, they all are inflamed, or you hear like inflammatory, anti-inflammatory. I can't freaking think right now. I'm so sorry, you guys. Uh, but once they are inflamed, it's rubbing, and so the myelin sheath rubs off, and that's what causes the pain. Now, I'm listening to her, and I started to, I'm starting to get better. At the same time, now mind you, I have been struggling, so I've been so how cure, and there's no cure. Trigeminal neuralgia, there is no cure. You're not gonna have a cure. You're gonna be stuck with this. 38% of people kill themselves over this. That's why they call it the suicide disease, right? It's so bad. They say even a neurologist, they'll say this is the worst pain you'll ever have. It's worse than childbirth. It's worse than anything. It's bad. Right now, like I said, I'm fighting this stuff. And so anyway, it's hard to work or whatever. So my finances had gotten, suffered from it. So I couldn't even go to the chiropractor at one point. Um, Desperate. My boyfriend, he helped me so much. Um, he man that man a lot of people are in relationships and they're with somebody and they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand this problem. They think that they're faking it. They think that um there's not a lot of people, it's just not enough awareness about this, right? That's another reason I'm doing this right now. There's a lot of people. I've seen a woman. I met a woman, and it's a rare disease, mind you. I actually ran into a woman moving up here that has it, and she had the surgery and everything. Her husband beats her over this, beats her, which makes it worse because he thinks that she's making it up, and she's not. I mean, when I met her, I knew she said I have a chronic pain, and I'm like, I knew exactly what she had without her telling me. I had to show her in my phone that I had screenshots and pictures saved because it's so rare. I didn't want her thinking I'm a Me Too thing because it's real. Like, you know what I mean? When I would say, whenever I asked her what she had, she said, oh, this thing called trigeminal neuralgia. I said, oh my God. When she started saying, I was like, oh my God. She's like, what? And she didn't believe me at first. And I said, look, I'm going to show her. And we automatically bonded because of it. Her husband was beating her because he didn't believe her. And it's so important that we have, uh, awareness about this because it's just not fun. Okay? So anyway, losing money, was able to work. And when I'm working, I'm taking my time. I used to be able to crank out resumes every 3 hours. Now it's taking me a day, 2 days sometimes to get these resumes done, right? And I'm busy. Now, mind you, I have a long queue, and I got a lot of resumes to do. I mean, I get a lot of resumes, but it was getting where I could take less and less and less. And I still have business expenses. I still have, $2,000 student loans every month I have to pay. I have 3 master's degrees. I can't even put them to use right now. That's how bad this stuff is. Okay? So, um, anyway, so what ends up happening is, um, I'm so desperate. It was the middle of the night. My boyfriend, like I said, he's all over Google. He's all over YouTube looking, help me trying to find a cure, find something. And he finds, oh God, let's even erase. Let's go back even further. I kept seeing different things. I have a friend that sells essential oils, and she's telling me for months, even when I was still in Orlando, you need to try this. You need to try that. It'll help relax you. Help relax you. She didn't really know what was going on with me, but she just knew her oils and knew how oils help. And I was always like, oh, that's hocus pocus. Even though I believe in the natural healing and things like that, I just didn't think oils were anything major, right? I kept always dismissing it, and I regret it to this day. Um, I regret dismissing it, but anyway. So, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is so hard right now. Um, anyway, I'm trying to get them back under control. Okay, so anyway, he's on Google, whatever. Go back. What I was gonna say. We kept coming across things about natural oils and aspergillus. I guess nervous. I didn't understand. I had to go back and learn it after I've already had read it, and after the whole process, I learned that nerves can actually get actually do get a mold or a bacteria or something like that called aspergillus, and especially if you're stung. Like in my case, I was stung by 3 wasps. That contributed to my problem. Stress obviously is a major contributor. I've always been sensitive to stress, right? So anyway, I ignored all that. He ended up finding online about a neurologist that after 7 years he cured himself of this problem. Which I don't know if he cured himself or he just went into a major remission or what, because we never followed up to see what is he doing now or any of that. But he would take capsicum, right, which is the oil, whatever, inside of cayenne pepper. And I knew about cayenne pepper and chili, hot chilies, things like that. But I already had been taking cayenne pepper. I didn't know that I did have risk, so to say. I just was taking a ton of it, and I didn't know that I could take a ton of it. Um, but that's really the only thing that was helping me to find some type of relief. Like I always, even though I didn't buy stock into the oils, minerals, yes, vitamins, yes, foods, yes, like those things I did pay attention to, right? So, the doctor I was talking about earlier, Dr. Bastian, he had cured himself of a stroke by having niacin and cayenne pepper. So like 10 or so years ago, I'm working with him at that point, and I remember it was one of the first things I remember him telling me when he was presenting these foods and healing and stuff, right? So anyway, whenever Michael, my boyfriend, was showing me about this capsicum, um, he was showing me this, and we automatically knew, okay, this is gonna work. We're researching, we're gonna find the oil. It was like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm screaming, I'm on the floor, and sorry, oh, stuff hurts. Um, so anyway, we were like, okay, well, what has it in it? Because we couldn't go to stores. This is Warren, Ohio. Nothing open 24 hours here. Nothing, which is really, I'm not used to that because I'm just came from Orlando, but everything here closes like 9, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, right? So what has, what has the stuff in it? Tabasco sauce. Got Tabasco sauce, got lotion, put it all over my face. First thing. Man, I remember the first time I had it, I had a zapped, my lip went. that was oh my god, I should have just done that. Anyway, I was the first time, right? So then I started listening. I was telling my friend about it. She was asking me, how I'm doing, and I told her what I did. I was like, you really need to try lemongrass. You really need to try peppermint. This is what it'll do for you, right? I'm like, yeah, okay. You know what? I'm desperate. My boyfriend convinced me. He's like, I'll get it for you. We're gonna get it. If it doesn't work for you, we tried Crampton. That stuff didn't work. Crampton helps some people. So some people take seizure medicines for this, right? And they get prescribed it, and then like in a couple of weeks they have to double it, then they have to triple it, then they have to quadruple it, then eventually it doesn't work. Makes them tired, makes them gain weight, makes them this, that, and the third, and it doesn't work, right? You still are pain, whatever. Some people get surgery. The surgery, they burn their chemical or burn their nerves. Doesn't work. They worse pain most of the people. Or it does work. It only works for 5 years. And then you live with this the rest of your life. So that's not really something you want to deal with, right? So I'm trying to avoid all this. And anyway, Tabasco sauce works. Okay, so then I was so desperate. Don't laugh, but I mean you can laugh. Cool, it works. Whatever. Anyway, so she tells us, we get the oils. The oils came. Man, my whole life changed. I swear to God. The lemongrass, that's like my go-to. But if I'm like lazy, I'll go for the peppermint, right? If you want to take it internally, I definitely suggest Young Living because the vitality is ingestible. Whereas honestly, I prefer Earth Roma because Earth Roma is more powerful, more potent. But a lot of people, you have to dilate their oils or their skin burns or whatever. I don't dilate mine. I put it right on my skin. I can because I just can. My skin's okay with it. Um. So anyway, I also got this stuff called capsaicin. It's a capsaicin cream that worked. The funny thing is, when one doesn't work, the other one works. So sometimes I have to juggle back and forth to like between which one's gonna work. But for the most part, if I feel like a little bit of tightening, then I go right for my lemongrass. Right. Well, I guess I also cut out my foods. I watch my diet. I've always been, watch my diet. Actually, I undereat my calories. I gained weight. Believe it or not, I gained weight watching my damn calories and under eating. I didn't know you could do that. Side note. And I'm very active, so it's not like it's not like I'm just sitting around and eating and all that. No, I under eat and I'm active, so it's like doesn't make sense. But you can do that. I didn't know that you could. Um. Anyway, so I just start watching what I eat because I eat lots of fruits. I eat lots of vegetables, and at one point I was a vegetarian for 3 years. I started eating chicken again. I started eating tuna, but cut the tuna also. Um. So anyway, no bananas, no apples. I love apples, bananas. Ugh. No nuts. Ugh. I used to eat tons and tons and tons of almonds, um, and no green peppers. Even if I get a little tiny bit, I'm screwed. Like I even went into remission for a while at Easter time. My stepmom, she's from the Philippines, so she makes us like they have this dish over there, which is um it was a fruit salad, and it's like so it's like a I don't want to say it's creamy, but it's like it's just really good, like a smoothie almost, but it's a fruit salad, and there's fruit in there and whatever else, and I'm not making sense right now. Oh well. There was bananas in there. It triggered me real bad, and I was screwed again for like the next couple months, or I'd say next month. I'm gonna say next couple months. But anyway, um, so I can't even think right now. Oh my god. Anyway, there's lots of times where I go into remission and I'm good. Fast forward to the summer, a lot of stress. Without giving a lot of my information. I am actually pretty private, believe it or not. Sisters take a lot out of me too to do this. But I feel like this is important because I am having some attacks right now. Actually mild attacks compared to what I usually have if I don't get relief. But I'm having attacks, and I feel like I said it's important for y'all to know because I am releasing this stuff pretty soon. And I want y'all to know, yeah, I do have this, and it's bad. But help people to have find remission. Um, maybe you guys could try some stuff I do my regimen that does keep me in remission when I am. But the summer, I was doing a lot of stuff with my daughter. Um, Even just last week. We're not gonna get into it too much, but my daughter's my world. I didn't think I could have kids. I wasn't supposed to be able to have her, and I had her. That's like my little buddy. And I mean, she's in my world, and it's been a lot of stuff going on there. We won't go in depth. I'm not gonna. I am private, so we're not gonna go there. But I had a lot of stress, and so this summer I was triggered at the worst time too. I mean, I went out of town, and when I was out of town, though, I went to what was convenient. I needed to get some lemongrass oil. Went to Whole Foods, got the generic. I thought because Whole Foods, Whole Foods brand gotta be good. It was low. It was not potent enough, and it was just enough to like maybe get me through, but not enough. And then also pollen and stuff like that was also messing with my sinuses, which I didn't know how bad my sinuses were a trigger either because, mind you, this is my first time since knowing that what I had. This is my first summer since knowing what I had. That I'm still learning what are my triggers, what are what I'm saying. Anyway, the stuff wasn't strong enough, and oh, right now what I'm doing is I'm pulling my ear, cracking it. It actually relieves a lot of pressure. Just look, so if you hear me show me interrupt interlude. If you grab it here and you pull it down, you pull it back, and you can kind of just be careful, you don't hurt yourself. And it will hurt a little bit at first, but eventually just keep cracking. Anyway, um, so I was actually at Chuck E. Cheese, and just the kids screaming and playing and stuff, it stressed me out. I didn't even think it would stress me out because I love kids, right? But because my lemongrass wasn't strong enough, I had an attack right there. I had to go to the bathroom, and oh my god, it was bad. But anyway, I usually carry around these little vials. I have these little vials that the roll-ons. I put my oils in there. I like the perfume oils. When I ran out, I put my oil in there and rub it on and stuff. But I had peppermint. Thank God I had peppermint with me. But if I didn't have my peppermint, I would have screwed up. I would, like I said, lemongrass is my go-to. And so I was having these pains really bad. I'm at 5% right now. And that was my whole start at the beginning of the summer. And we went to the park, had an attack there. Then I learned that it was my sinuses that also, and I got got the good oil again, and I was good until this week. Stress and sinuses yet again, and I'm so mad because I'm supposed to be launching this video on that blog, but there's only 3 blogs on there, and I actually have some conspiracies I want to add to the mix. But I don't know. It might be a little weird for y'all, but I got some conspiracies that I've been coming up with, and a lot of it started because I saw this. Well, actually started beforehand, but then I saw this press release that came out. People trying to capitalize off of this disease. People and like hurt so bad, constantly milking my face. If I don't, I'm screaming. Um. Yeah. Anyway. I blabbled a lot. I'm sorry. I hope maybe it helps some people, or I didn't even tell y'all what it feels like. All right, so this stuff for the people that are watching because they're just curious what the hell I'm even talking about. It's like a 24/7 brain freeze. You can think about a brain freeze, that little 5 second that you think about your whole one side of your face, especially right here, right now, right here, back of your tongue sometimes, your teeth, feeling your teeth. Um, Strong pain all at the same time. I mean, sometimes your eyes are watering. That's how bad it is. You know? um, Fudge. I don't even know what to say, man. Right now, I'm about to go put something on it. I'm hurting. I have, like I said, I took all this medicine to do anything for me. A little bit. Not really. I mean, I'm able to control myself at least, but I'm in such pain, and oh my God, y'all don't want this. I'm telling you. If you know somebody with it, please don't think that they are faking it, because this stuff is horrible. I mean, I hear so many stories. Oh, it's just a headache. No, this is not a headache. This is not a toothache. Somebody had a toothache or a headache, they've never experienced this. Even women that have given birth through their, what? No, they have not experienced this. They have not. Trust me. And I had a baby without having an epidural. So trust me, this is not that pain. I'm telling you, this is horrible. It's like having a 24/7 brain freeze. It does not go away. Many people have it for years straight without relief. You're lucky if you have a couple of hours. I Y'all should stay tuned because I am gonna start putting videos up. I am coming on my shit a little more. I look like crap, but I don't care because you know what? Ugh. Hold on, I'm trying to see something. Okay, four. I got four left. All right. So this is just what we deal with. You know, if you want to know what people with trigeminal neuralgia deal with, this is what we deal with. It is horrible. It is so bad. I'm telling you, you really should. I don't know. If you know somebody with this, give them a hug. And if they say something slick, just laugh because that's all they mean. They don't mean no harm. I'm telling you, they're gonna be irritated and stressed out for no reason sometimes, just because you can tell them they look good and they're like they go off the handle because it just hurts. um, but anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna start teaching you guys what I do on my good days, which makes me go into remission. Um, and I'm gonna keep. Tomorrow I'm getting some sinus medicine. Now that I know this is my sinus, um, because today got its extra fatness, so I know for a fact this is my sinuses that are causing this now. Um, I'll keep y'all informed of what I do to make it better. Um, you know, uh, see what happens. All right, and if I know you, wonder why you don't hear from me. First of all, you should already know that when something's not going right in my life, I tend to recluse on everybody. Yeah, I should know that. I've been that way my whole life. Or I just don't, you know. But now this is pretty much why. I struggle with this. Um, this is something that I dealt with for a couple of years. Like I said, I mean, I didn't know I was dealing with it really because I didn't know what it was. But now I know. And I was blessed to find relief. I think that I was given this for a reason. There's not enough awareness out there for this stuff. Um, it's not enough awareness for trigeminal neuralgia. Half y'all even probably know how to spell it. um, so I think that's one reason I was given this. But I can find relief where a lot of people can't. So I want to start educating. Uh, know that I do have my bad days or bad weeks. I'm having a bad week right now. But it'll get better. And for you, it can get better too. All right? Be blessed. Get better. I don't know how to turn this off. Oh, you want to stop streaming? Yes, I do. See you guys.